are live. JLR investigates. Come on in. Come on in. I got some new information here. Got the mug shot of the husband. The husband has been booked in the Prince William County Detention Center. He is charged with concealing a body. And also some new information out, folks. A reporter is claiming that the police chief is assuming that Mamta is presumed dead. Presumed dead. So we have some new information out. He has been booked. He is not cooperating with authorities, folks. Come on in. So there is some new information out, and they also put out a statement. So some things about, and we're talking about this case here, right? This case out of Manassas Park, Virginia. I just want to summarize a little bit before, just in case new people are in the chat. And I see a lot of people are in the chat because we've been following this case for a while now, and we've been watching what has been going on. So basically the husband right here, his name is Naresh, Naresh Bhatt, Bhatt. And he's 37 years old, and he is a United States Army veteran, works for General Dynamics, and also apparently works for the White House, or worked at the White House, possibly a former police officer. So him and his wife, Mamta Kafle Bhatt, they live in Manassas Park, Virginia, right? They live on Heather Court, and she's 27 years old. They have a child together. Its child just turned 1 year old this week. And 31st, around 31st of July, seems like that's the target date. He claims that the wife was in the house on the 31st, and when he woke up, he didn't see her, and she's gone, right? Gone. And didn't report her missing on the 1st. The 2nd of August, a welfare check was conducted because Mamta didn't go to work. She's an RN. She's a nurse. She's beloved. She's in the medical field. And someone was concerned that she didn't come to work, so they went to this house. He's playing like, I don't know where she's at. She's ran off before, whatever, blah, 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 blah. He still didn't report her missing. Days later, around the 5th or so, that's when he reported her missing. And then he put out the alert on Facebook on the 7th. My wife is missing. My wife is missing. Help me find my wife. But in the meantime, he's not out there looking. People centered around Mamta is like, yo, this guy had something to do with it. We suspected he had something to do with it. We've been calling out just his inconsistencies, his statements, his bizarre behavior. He's given 2 media interviews, both very, very bizarre. One reporter went to his doorstep. Another one was catching him in passing. There was a big rally, or not a rally, but a demand for answers in front of the Manassas Park Police Department just the other day of Mamta's friends and family and community activists. And they ended up warranting his house just in the last 24 hours. And I believe the authorities are still there, though there's no live feed going on. At the house, crime scene vans, searching all over the place. And then earlier today, they took him away in handcuffs and also took the baby, right? They had a child together. They have a child together, a 1-month-old baby. So I'm going to share the statement. I'm going to keep you guys up to speed of what's going on. So far, she has not been found, but they're assuming she's presumed dead. So that's a bad sign, folks. This is now it's not even going into a missing person anymore. It seems like it's transformed into a criminal investigation, a murder investigation. It is so sad. This guy pulled another Chris Watts, like we said, Stearns, whoever you want to know, whoever you know that went on the cameras before on media and gave interviews acting like victims, and they ended up being the perpetrators. Add this guy to the list. Have you seen this guy anywhere in the Manassas Park, Virginia area from the 28th of July all the way through the 2nd? Have you seen him? We're talking about a blue Tesla that they have, the family has. Have you seen him do anything odd, suspiciously? Have you seen him at any stores buying cleaning supplies or any type of things at stores? Have you seen him at any dumpsters, landfills, anywhere, acting suspiciously? If you have, please report him to the Manassas Park Police Department. So, what's going on here? So they put a new statement out. I want to play a new news report statement and keep everyone up to speed about the situation. They're saying that she's presumed dead. It's not good, folks. It's not good. So here's the statement that they put out. They just put this statement out, and the statement says of the following. Amy Ashworth, who seems like she's ahead of the... Matter of fact, I'll read this to you and show his mugshot, because it's important to get his photo out there, because she still has not been found, and somebody knows something. Someone must have seen this guy do something, unless he did something at his own home, which could be a possible theory here, due to the fact that hazmat people and they were getting bags of evidence, and they got the house as a crime scene. I'm reading your comments as we go. So Amy Ashworth, the elected Commonwealth's attorney for Prince William County and the cities of Manassas and Manassas Park, and Chief Mario Lugo of the Manassas Park Police Department announced the arrest, so he's arrested, earlier today of Naresh Bhatt on the felony charge of against concealment of a dead body in violation of Section 18-2-3203-02 of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. Concealment of a body, folks. That's what he is charged with. Mr. Bhatt is presumed innocent he's presumed to be innocent until proven guilty of the charge. The Manassas Park Police Department detectives have been actively investigating the disappearance of 28-year-old Mamta Kafle Bhatt, who was last seen on July 27, 2024. So again, in this statement, they don't say the 31st. They don't say the 31st, folks. They say she was last seen on the 27th, which makes me think his timeline about the 31st might not add up. One of the friends claims that they were texting back and forth, Mamta and her friend, on the 28th. But it's unclear, and she tried to call her, but it's unclear if she actually had contact with her. But it takes us back to the 27th. She was last seen by anyone on this earth on the 27th. He says the 31st. I don't believe a thing he says. He's already known to be a complete liar, unless you believe he's innocent. On August 21st, 2024, detectives executed a search warrant for the residence and requested the Prince William County Police Department Forensic Unit to assist with the search. During the search, detectives obtained additional evidence. After consultation with the Commonwealth's attorney, detectives arrested Naresh in connection with her disappearance. Mamta's daughter was placed in the care of the Department of Social Services. The child is safe and being cared for by appropriate caregiver approved by the Department of Social Services and Manassas Park Police Department. So the child is out of his hands. That's good. The Manassas Park Police Department is still investigating the disappearance of Mamta and hoping to locate her. There are additional investigative leads being actively pursued and may result in additional charges being brought. Mr. Bhatt was being held without bond pending his arraignment tomorrow morning in Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court. Court tomorrow. Oh, I know the activists are going to be out there, right? Anyone in the Manassas Park area should go to his court hearing tomorrow to see what's up. He could make bond if he doesn't get charged with any additional charges as of tomorrow. He's getting charged with stuff down the line. But the judge could issue a bond. Plus, house as collateral. They have a $750,000-ish type of home. Looks like a 5-bedroom, multiple bath home in a cul-de-sac, Heather Court. So he does have collateral to post this bond if the judge gives a bond. And I think the judge will probably, considering the circumstances, I could predict $500K, maybe $1 million. But he's going to get some bond. The judge is going to have to do a concealment. Yeah. Similar to like Fotes Duelis, right? Remember Fotes Duelis with the Jennifer Duelis case? They actually let him out on bond. Definitely a flight risk. Definitely a danger to the community in my eyes. From Nepal. Has weapons. Lied already. Is not cooperating with authorities. Person of interest. Now the Amy Ashworth. I want to play this statement that was outside the house today, and this is what she said. This is the prosecutor that will be handling this investigation.
This is an ongoing investigation.
Is she alive or dead?
We don't know. but we are working this investigation. We're working carefully, and there's just a lot of things moving very quickly right now. There's nothing else I can say.
Walk us through what happened today. Walk us through what happened this morning. Walk us through what happened.
This is an ongoing investigation.
Is she alive or dead?
We don't know. We don't know. But we are working this investigation. We're working carefully, and there's just a lot of things moving very quickly right now. There's nothing else I can say.
Walk us through what happened today. Walk us through what happened this morning.
Prosecutor seems like she knows. And here's the report today from a reporter by the name of Scott Thuman from 7 News DC. And he said, here's the statement. His last tweet here. Manassas Park Police Chief just told us that missing mother, Mamta Kafle Bhatt, 28, is presumed dead. So there you go. That's an update. This was just out just less than a half hour ago. He made some other tweets here. The husband of missing Manassas Park woman has been arrested and charged with prohibition against concealment of dead body. It's a concealment charge. Mamta Kafle Bhatt was last seen on July 27th. That July 27th last seen is what piques my interest because it's not the 31st, like the husband says. So the police are really pretty much saying that what he said about seeing her on the 31st, maybe not necessarily so. And it was more like 27th and go from the 27th. I said 28th at the time. She was talking or texting with friends, but that could have been him playing. You know, he identifies himself on social media accounts as an ethical hacker. So, you know, he could have been pretending he was her just to, you know, just to try to get everyone off the scent. You know what I mean? Like, where's Mamta? Where's Mamta? Where's Mamta? And pretend, oh, I'm okay. Stuff like that. You know how these people pretend they're certain people and try to say things. I do want to share some information here so you know. If you've seen this guy or his blue Tesla, and I tweeted this out, him and his blue Tesla, look at him. There he is at their new home. Here it is. If you've seen this Tesla anywhere in the Manassas Park area, Heather Court, contact authorities because this could be the key to this mystery on finding where she is. Now, I put this tweet out and I said, Mamta and her husband, Naresh, bought their Heather Court Manassas Park home in August of 2023, so 1 year ago. Bhatt claims he last saw his wife on July 31st, and then she vanished. He drives a blue Tesla. They have an 11-month-old daughter. And here you go. Have you seen them? The daughter now is in the custody of the Department of Child Protective Services, away from him. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen her? Have you seen anything? She is 28 years old. He is 38, so he is 9 years older than her. Now, this was when they bought their home. This is the realtor. But I do want to share this, which is very, very interesting. Because the realtor here, apparently this realtor sold them that house last year. Now, this is the house that authorities are searching right now with a warrant. This is what's interesting. It says, congratulations, U.S. Army, Naresh Bhatt, and I can't even say that word, R.N. Mamta for the new house, new beautiful princess, new modeled Y Tesla, and the job at the White House. I've always wanted to say the job at the White House. What does that even mean? Working at the White House. He works at the White House, folks, or he did last year. He worked at the White House. Flight risk. What was he doing at the White House? Was he working with Joseph Biden at the White House? Interesting. It's not getting a lot of media attention, though. It is getting a lot of media attention now. It's getting a lot of media attention now with this case. Now, things so you guys will know. Again, I shared this before. Shared this. I'll share it again to keep bringing public awareness. This is his Facebook profile. U.S. Army veteran. He is now in custody. And as you see, these are some of his prior work assignments. Information technology, U.S. federal government, works at the Army, former police officer at Fairfax City government. So it looks like he maybe was a police officer from June 22nd, 2020 through January 2021. So that's scary. Probably why he wasn't cooperating, why he's not cooperating, because he knows about investigative techniques and he knows about those Miranda rights. He's being currently held at the Prince William, Virginia Detention Center. He will be in court tomorrow. Another thing I want to share with all of you in reference to this is where they live, because I've been looking on the map here. This is where authorities are. I believe this is the house that they're at right there. I just centered it around Heather Court. I believe they're at this home right here in the back of the cul-de-sac, right? It looks like they are in this area. I'm not going to say for sure which one. We'll just be safe there. Plus, we'll just say it as it is. This is the, you have to go, in order to leave their neighborhood, you have to go out. But I notice a large amounts of land in this area. Like, and then just to the east of them, all this. I mean, look at all this. Just to the east of their house, right here, if you're looking for a body, I'm just wondering if he zoomed out of the neighborhood and made his way over to the park and did something very, very close to his home in the park. It's the Bull Run is all water, but there's a lot of trails around here, a lot of trees, and I'm just wondering. Now, they were meeting at Bloom's Park. Here's another thing. You can leave the house. The group of searchers actually went out Heather Court to Michael Court, and then they worked their way to this Manassas Drive and worked their way up to the Bloom's Park. Now, they were doing searches around there and searching all this area up in Bloom's Park. It's literally a less than a mile drive down the road from their home. Did he drive to Bloom's Park and put her out there somewhere in this area? I just can't see how he would be driving far out of the neighborhood and, out of fear of getting pulled over, out of fear of having a body inside his vehicle. I'm thinking, get rid of the body ASAP. Some people said check the homes and the floorboards and different things like that. When this is all solved, which I feel it will be, at the end of the day, it wouldn't shock me if she's somewhere in this park, right at the edge of their neighborhood, somewhere there. Like somehow, it wouldn't. Live for Now, thank you. Live for Now is in the chat, said, we searched Bloom's Park. Now, Live for Now, did everyone search down here? Was there searches? Is this easy, accessible? Can you get down here easy in this particular area? I know I saw trails. Is there any way to park by the high school or by the elementary school? I'm sorry, the elementary school, and maybe park on this side somewhere and maybe park along the road and throw a body? That's a mystery of itself. Something just tells me within a mile radius of their home, you're going to find her. You're going to find her remains. I concur with the police when they say that she's presumed dead. I concur. Basically, they're in the house. They're searching. It seems like they got forensic things. It seems like they got some sort of evidence, enough to charge him with concealment of a body. I think that, something very, very bad happened inside that home where possibly she was trying to leave him, folks. Like, literally trying to leave him and said, I want to get out. I want to get out of this abusive relationship. I don't want any more. And he's probably came and said, how dare you? You honor me and blah, blah, blah. And you're my wife and blah, blah, blah. And you ain't going nowhere. And she probably was trying to leave and escape this radical guy here. And he ultimately did something. And then he played all like he's innocent. Oh, woe is me. I'm the victim. I'm the one. It's pain and suffering. I'm the one that lost my wife.
and the mother of my child, blah, 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 blah. Oh, woe is me. Stop picking on me. Everyone has to remain calm and try to be positive here, all while he's not cooperating with the police, all while he lies to the public. It's shameful. It's sick. It's demonic. It's a con man. He's evil. That's pure evil.
Why didn't he just accept responsibility right from the rip? However it happened, just accept responsibility and deal with the consequences. Instead, folks, you got volunteers in this chat that were out there, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to find her, searching around, no stone left unturned, people going in the elements, people taking, just people from all walks of life out there searching for her, when in reality, he knows exactly what happened to her, and he wants to play dumb. These people should not get a free pass, and ultimate punishment for sure. And that might even be mentioned tomorrow, by the way. A smart and savvy prosecutor should say, Your Honor, hundreds of volunteers were out there looking for her, when in fact he knew and knows exactly where she is. And he knows exactly what happened to her. Your Honor, we asked for no bond. Now, I think he will get a bond on the charge, because I can't see how you can't get one unless he has some sort of detainer or something like that. I don't know. Now, there is a news report we'll play, trying to give you guys the most available information. This one came out. We'll listen to this. We'll see what it says. We'll fill you in with details.
Learned that the husband of a Manassas Park missing woman has been charged with concealment of a body. This mugshot just into our newsroom about 30 minutes ago.
WUSA 9 was first on TV with this stunning image shortly before 11 a.m. Mamta's husband, Naresh, hauled away from his home in handcuffs. We were also first to alert you on the WUSA 9 app. Thank you for joining us for the news at 4. I'm Simone D'Alba.
And I'm Larry Miller. All of this coming just hours after Manassas Park Police called her husband, Naresh Bhatt, a person of interest, and that he was no longer cooperating with investigators.
And to put in perspective how this investigation unfolded so far, Mamta was last seen at work on July 27th. She missed work on August 1st, and the next day, police performed a wellness check. 4 days later, Mamta's husband reported her missing. August 8th, Manassas Park Police started distributing missing persons flyers.
We have team coverage this afternoon on this developing story. Our Matthew Torres has reaction from the community that has been searching for Mamta for weeks.
But first, let's begin with our Rafael Sanchez Cruz, who has been on top of this story since day one. Rafa, you were the first reporter to cover Mamta Kafle Bhatt's disappearance. And what can you tell us about Naresh's charges?
Well, Simone, in the last 20 minutes, we got confirmation that Naresh Bhatt is facing a single felony charge for concealing a body. We were also told that his arrest this morning is connected to the disappearance of his wife, Mamta. And as you can see, this house is right behind me. The crime tape has gone down, and the investigators have now left the scene. But we know he's being held without bond right now at Prince William County Detention Center. And we have very little details about the evidence that led to this morning's arrest, a common theme throughout this story. 22 days after police say Mamta Kafle Bhatt went missing, her husband Naresh Bhatt was handcuffed and taken by police from his home. What charges will he be facing? Manassas Park Police Chief Mario Lugo refusing to answer any questions. Prince William County Commonwealth's attorney Amy Ashworth telling reporters this.
Do we know where Mamta is?
This is an ongoing investigation.
Is she alive?
Or dead?
We don't know. We don't know. But we are working this investigation. We're working carefully. And there's just a lot of things moving very quickly right now.
This scene playing out just hours after Manassas Park Police Chief Mario Lugo said Naresh was no longer cooperating with investigators.
Do you have a person of interest?
He is a person of interest.
The husband?
Yes.
Husband's person of interest.
He's been a point of interest, and everybody knows that.
The lack of information from officials and from Naresh has fueled anger and
Carpet.
speculation.
No, I don't want to talk to the media. I don't want to
be the bad person, like, you know, hey, why you talk to the media without the person?
I don't think it would be bad just to say.
You don't think, but like, you know, you don't know.
But the message is, you want them that if you see her, if you see.
They may either like.
Okay, it's up to you. This was on August 12th outside the Manassas Park police station. Naresh refused to discuss his wife's disappearance or why it took him 5 days to report her missing. 2 days later, he told Arcady Lesso this.
You know, it was like normal day, like other regular days. Just, you know, like, you know, we were taking care of our babies. It was like very normal.
Did she say anything about leaving?
No.
Naresh did say that Mamta had left for extended periods of time, at least 3 times prior.
Now, Naresh Bhatt is being held without bond. He will be arraigned tomorrow morning in Prince William County Court. The sad thing in all of this is that we still do not know where his wife Mamta is. Investigators tell us that they're following leads tonight, but again, just adding to the frustration of people wanting to know what is going on and knowing what evidence led to that arrest, where we saw him walk through that front door and into a police car. Live in Manassas Park, back to you.
Ice cream truck. We know police have conducted hundreds of interviews and are exploring hundreds of leads. Rafa, keep us updated. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Our Matthew Torres continues our team coverage live outside of the police department where Mamta's supporters are gathering yet again.
All right, Matthew, give us a feel here. What's the atmosphere like out there? We saw the frustration boiling over last night at the press conference, and what's the tone today?
Hey, Simone, just within the last really 10 to 20 seconds, someone from the city just came out of this police station right here telling everyone there is a community meeting happening right now. All of the members that we have seen throughout the weeks just rushed in. They told us cameras are not allowed inside, but there is a community meeting taking place right now. We saw the mayor of Manassas Park go in, as well as several council members, as well as the state delegate of this area. I'm assuming they are getting an update now from police, probably more information in there that we have been hearing, at least within the last few hours, whenever the husband was taken into custody. But so far, the people that we have talked to say they are really not surprised by him getting arrested. They say now, though, they're trying to focus on that little girl. And I want you to take a look at the video that we captured while we were there on the scene earlier this morning. Our cameras were rolling as that little girl was taken away under an orange baby blanket. I'm told by a source that social services was already on standby. The department could also be seen taking away baby stuff like diapers and strollers away from the home just a couple of hours ago. Members of the Nepalese community and friends who helped in her search were already questioning the husband. They felt there were too many discrepancies in the stories. Some friends have already alleged that there may have been domestic issues in the past.
I've always thought that he did something. The mother wouldn't leave her baby. Definitely wouldn't miss her baby's first birthday.
I am glad that we're getting somewhere. We're still looking for answers, but at least there's something, actions happening. So kind of feel relief that things are happening right now.
All right, so the big question, we actually just try to go inside the building. We just try to go inside to see if we can actually attend that community meeting, which we know there are city officials, but as you can tell, the door here has been locked. So hopefully they can come out and give a little bit more information other than the fact that the husband has been charged. But as soon as we learn more, of course, we'll pass it along, guys.
All right, Matthew Torres reporting for us tonight. Thank you. WUSA 9 was first to report about Mamta's disappearance and was the first to report when her husband was escorted out of their home in handcuffs. You can expect more from us on this breaking news on our free WUSA 9 app and all of our streaming platforms.
We were also the first people on YouTube to talk about the case before them, but we're not getting into that. Now I'm going to show you something. They had a meeting. Right? And no cameras were in the meeting, but there was one woman that came out of the meeting and she kind of shared what happened in the meeting. And I want to share this clip with you of this woman who
So you were in the meeting.
Here's this woman that was inside this meeting and she kind of shares what's going on. So listen to this.
So you were in the meeting. Can you just discuss what did they tell you guys? They're going to be issuing a formal statement that aligns with what he shared in there. They
shared that they obviously served the search warrant, and it was a successful search that generated enough evidence that they could then have an arrest warrant issued, and they have enough evidence to at least press the initial charges. Chief Lugo was very transparent that he does expect the charges to be elevated or additional charges added, but of course he can't speak much to that to protect the integrity. The Commonwealth attorneys are actively working. He did confirm he has detectives actively working the scene to hopefully find Mamta. He did confirm they have not been able to recover her yet, but he is committed to endlessly searching to bring closure.
And did they provide any clarity on whether they're still holding out hope that she's still alive?
I'm not going to answer that.
Did they clarify the timeline? Because we've been told, I'm sure you all have been told, that she was last seen on the 31st. Now the statement says she was last seen on the 27th. Did they clarify that at all?
He hasn't clarified the timeline. I will say I feel very comfortable that MMPD has been working maybe even before we were aware that they were working. I think this investigation has intentionally been very close-lipped to protect the integrity of it. He has mentioned that it has generated over 1,000 tips, and they have investigated every one of them. So I want to say I do feel like there's been a Herculean effort across districts. You know, we have Prince William partnering. I think this investigation has been going on longer than we were initially aware of.
Did they tell you anything about where else they may be searching? Does it seem like the search is limited to the house in their backyard?
He did not. He did say they are searching different localities. He can't go on the record. He said if and when there is an area that he needs community support to search, he will reach out and he will call for community support for a search.
Are you comfortable being the police department spokeswoman on this?
My employer might not like it, but you know, at the end of the day, somebody has to speak up for Mamta, and while I appreciate...
Great work. That was a short clip of what happened. So they went in there. Police chief basically told the group that they got charges on him and it's going to elevate. And they're looking at multiple other locations for Mamta to try to find her. I just want to share some additional information just out there. I'm trying to get you guys all the available information from all the sources, right? So we put all of it together, right? And see who's reporting what, when, and how, right? So it says the husband of missing Manassas Park mother, who was last seen more than 3 weeks ago, has been charged with concealing a dead body. He was led away in handcuffs around 11 a.m. this morning. He's being held without bond until he goes to an arraignment tomorrow on that concealment charge. She is Kafle Bhatt. Mamta is an immigrant from Nepal who worked as a nurse. The couple have a 1-year-old daughter who was placed in the care of the Prince William Social Services. Police are still investigating in hopes of locating her. There could be additional charges, which pretty much there will be additional charges. They took down that crime scene tape, by the way. They're not there anymore. I did not know that. So now we know that they're not at the house anymore. So then maybe they completed their investigation at the house, though. They could go back at any time. I wonder who owns the house. The arrest comes after police obtained a search warrant for the family's home on Heather Court in the Blooms Crossing neighborhood. Authorities have not yet said what evidence they uncovered. She was reported missing by the husband on the 5th. And her disappearance led to an outgrowing of support. Bandit Shamadal, an immigrant attorney, said she is now working with the Kafle Bhatt family in Nepal to arrange for her mother to travel to from Nepal to take care of the baby's child. So it looks like, let me get a photo of them. Let me get a photo of both of them if I have one here as we talk. Because she's still vanished. She still has not been found. So her mom is from Nepal and is trying to come to the United States to care for the child. She said the community has come together in support of the family in contrast to the isolation faced by the young mother. Mamta was alone. She didn't have a family member over here. So Here you go. She has no family in the United States of America. She's here on her own. The only support that she has here in America are the volunteers that are out there and their co-workers and friends. She was active on social media. She had a TikTok account and a Instagram account where she would make lots of videos playing with her baby. Love. So that's some information I did not know. I thought maybe she would have some sort of family here. Apparently, she has no family in the United States. And that makes the situation even more controlling by the husband, right? Husband isolates her from all her family and, pretty much can control her. It's very, very scary. Shamadel says she deals with many immigrants who are victims of abuse and they can often struggle with how to get help. And that might be the situation where where she's in. She's isolated. She feels helpless. She don't know where to turn to. She doesn't know what's going to happen if she leaves her husband, kind of deal. That's what I'm assuming. Naresh Bhatt's arrest just several hours after police named him a person of interest. To this point in the investigation, our investigators have executed over 10 search warrants and conducted hundreds of interviews related to the case, the police chief said. My staff continues to work tirelessly and follow up every lead, which we received hundreds in this case. The police chief, that woman said that the police said they're looking at other locations, and if need be, they will ask for the public's help. But I'm assuming with that being said, it's probably has a lot to do with tracking his phone and tracking where his phone pinged or her phone pinged at the end of July into the beginning of August. And then going to all those key locations to look. Now, if anyone in the Manassas Park area or the surrounding D.C. area knows where authorities are searching, please share. Because I haven't seen any type of searches that are being conducted right now. We've been looking. There was an incident a little bit to the north about a body found over the weekend, but I think that was not related in any way. There he is being taken away. I'm just showing a loop clip. I also want to show you her flyer to remind you all, if you've seen her or what she looks like or the circumstances regarding this case. In case you guys, please share. Being put in a car here. He's gone. He's never going to see the light of day. He could get out bond, though. I'll be honest. I think he could get out on bond. But considering that a lot of people in Virginia right now, they're outraged. A lot of pressure. I think the judge is going to find a way to keep him in custody or find a way to make his bond so high, higher than that $750,000 home, so he has no ability to play. Plus, if he was to get bond, come on now. House arrest, right? Definite flight risk. Surrender your weapons. He has weapons. Surrender the weapons. Flight risk whatsoever. And, you don't want to see this guy fleeing the country and going back to his country. I don't even know if Nepal has an extradition with the United States, but if he jumped on a plane, he's out. He might think he's not coming back. So this is her flyer here, folks. Just to remind you, because she's still missing, presumed dead. But maybe you have some information that can help find Mamta. 28 years old, pediatric nurse. She was last seen July 31st, according to the husband. But I think now we're talking about 27th. I think the timeline has changed. But 27, 28, 29, 30, 31st. Mamta would have never left her 10-month-old baby behind. Baby's a year. Actually, the baby turned 1 year this week. She's 5 feet, 130 pounds. They've been organizing searches all over the place. This is a flyer set up by the family. So we're gonna still talk about this case. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow with this court case. I doubt he makes bond, but it wouldn't shock me if he did. What do you know? If you have any information that can help Manassas Park Police, contact them immediately, your local police. If you've seen this guy acting shady, suspect, weird places, anywhere, what's his alibi? Was he really at work? What's his credit card statements? Where was it? Did he make any purchases around the 31st, 30th, 29th? Look at it, all his bank statements. See where he went. Ping his phone. Wouldn't shock me, like we said in the chat, you know, the Tesla that they own. He owns a Tesla. Wouldn't shock me with the Tesla that he just conveniently turns off all the tracking devices on there and conveniently, as an ethical hacker, he calls himself, turns off his phones and everything like that to avoid detection. And there are flyers in the neighborhood. There's flyers in the neighborhood. There you go. So they're on poles out there. So that's pretty much the information on this case thus far. We keep you up to speed. That's pretty much nothing else to report. So we'll go from there. I'll be back tomorrow to let you know the court hearing. If the court hearing gets televised, we'll watch it. I don't know if there's cameras allowed in the courtroom in Virginia, but I'm sure somebody will come out, maybe a spectator, and give, you know, the media's on this. So we'll be following what the media does. I'm glad the media is on this now. And then we'll see what happens and whatever else available information, anything breaking like her body was found or anything else like that, we will share. Thanks for watching this particular segment. We are Mamta's Army, and we hope that her family gets justice. And much respect to everyone out there that spent the time out there searching for her, making a difference, caring. And we pray this family gets some justice. We'll talk soon. JLR Investigates. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.